The world's richest female musician, a business mogul, a fashion icon. But behind the golden facade of fame, power, and beauty lies a hidden story of betrayal, struggle, and unimaginable sacrifices. From the shadows of corporate deals to the weight of her personal demons, Rihanna's journey to a $1.4 billion empire wasn't as flawless as it seems. What did it truly cost her to get here? And what do they hope you'll never uncover?
I never wanted to be a celebrity. I wanted to be a musician.
Born in the sun-soaked streets of Barbados, Rihanna's rise wasn't about privilege or luck. It was a gamble. A battle against the system. Her first break came not through a high-profile audition, but through sheer desperation. An impromptu performance that caught the attention of music mogul Evan Rogers, who happened to be on vacation. But that moment, it wasn't the end. It was only the beginning. Rihanna's first record deal wasn't a golden ticket. It was the result of a fierce battle with the very same people who had promised her success, only to shut doors and underestimate her. What most people don't know, her first few months in the industry were filled with constant friction and rejection from producers, label heads, and even fellow artists who couldn't see beyond her Caribbean roots.
When we got the call from Def Jam, we set up a meeting with Jay-Z.
She was often belittled and told to change everything that made her unique. But Rihanna had a fire in her that couldn't be extinguished. She had to fight for every inch of her success, starting with getting her first single onto the charts. By the time Rihanna became a global superstar, her persona was carefully crafted by an industry that was often unforgiving. Yes, we all know the breakout album, the first Grammy, and her meteoric rise to fame. But behind the glam was the constant pressure to fit in, to make the right decisions, to avoid the pitfall of being labeled just another pop star.
Not really knowing anything, I had no knowledge of the industry.
Fast forward to 2017, when Rihanna took a risk that would change her career forever.
I am going to be using these two Fenty products to bring my makeup to life.
This is the Fenty Stunna Lip Paint in the shade Uncensored. Definitely one of my favorites.
Rihanna launched her Fenty Beauty line, and fans everywhere are completely obsessed.
Fenty Beauty wasn't just a brand, it was a revolution. It shook up the cosmetics industry, forced legacy brands to rethink their approach, and gave women of color a voice in the beauty world. But this wasn't the easy success the media portrayed. Fenty wasn't met with open arms. Rihanna faced major pushback from the very beauty elite who had dismissed her as nothing more than a celebrity with a product.
But in person, it's a little too yellow, like I couldn't wear this every day.
Rihanna's journey wasn't just about talent. It was about overcoming the relentless scrutiny from critics, doubting her because of her heritage, her bold choices, and the way she challenged the industry.
Pay me what you wanted.
There are the things that I've...
What they didn't realize? Rihanna was never just a pop star, she was a fighter.
The only place that was peaceful for me was the studio.
Carving a place in an industry that didn't always want to see her succeed.
Fine light in the beautiful sea, I chose to be happy, you and I.
For every song that topped the charts, there were countless moments when Rihanna had to prove her worth, not just to her audience, but to those who doubted her ability to last in a fickle industry. When Fenty Beauty launched, many critics were quick to claim it was nothing more than a celebrity vanity project. What they didn't see? Rihanna had to fight tooth and nail to get her products into stores, push past doubt, and overcome the deep-seated racism that permeates the beauty industry. Her 40 Shade Foundation line was groundbreaking, but it was also a huge gamble. Was the world ready for a brand that truly represented all skin tones? It was a battle for legitimacy, one Rihanna won with sheer determination and vision.
Here we are with the creator of Fenty Beauty, Rihanna. We're gonna show you how to get the Fenty face.
Rihanna didn't stop with beauty. She took on the luxury fashion industry, partnering with LVMH to create a new luxury brand under their umbrella. But this wasn't as simple as signing a deal. It was a pivotal moment that almost didn't happen. Rihanna wasn't just trying to break into a new market. She was pushing back against an industry that had never believed that a Black woman could create a luxury brand. The first few months were filled with skepticism from LVMH's highest ranks, doubts from investors, and behind-the-scenes betrayals from those who were meant to support her. Rihanna was more than just a celebrity in the room. She was trying to pave the way for others, and her vision was too big for many to understand. But she proved them wrong. Today, Fenty's success is a testament to her ability to reshape luxury fashion.
If you want to like sheer your foundation out even more, just drop a pump of primer in there. You do that. This is perfect.
Behind the million-dollar deals and the international acclaim, Rihanna's personal life was under constant attack.
I think he was the love of my life. He was the first love.
Her relationship with Chris Brown may have been the most publicized, but it wasn't the only chapter of her personal turmoil. The media's relentless pursuit of her life, her choices, and every move she made took a toll. But what many don't understand is that Rihanna, at the height of her career, was struggling with mental health pressures that most people couldn't even begin to imagine. Throughout her rise, Rihanna faced a media machine that constantly sought to tear her down. It was this constant scrutiny and public invasion that led her to take breaks, reevaluate, and eventually find a healthier balance. But the fight never stopped. Each year, Rihanna faced new challenges, from health concerns to the ever-present pressure of being a global symbol for Black empowerment.
Posting about the Michael Brown Jr.'s and the Tatiana Jefferson. Tell your friends to pull up.
So, what's the real legacy of Rihanna's $1.4 billion empire?
You're a billionaire, a young billionaire at that.
Don't come to my house asking me for $20.
It's not just the money, the products, or the fame. It's the disruption of industries that never thought a woman, especially a Black woman, could truly lead. Rihanna didn't just create a cosmetics line, she built a platform for empowerment.
You know, my personal life is pretty much non-existent, which is not good, not for me, not for her.
Rihanna's legacy is far bigger than Fenty Beauty or fashion. It's about creating space for unapologetic Black excellence in industries that we're built to exclude. She didn't just succeed, she changed the game. And in doing so, she created a future for future generations of entrepreneurs who will look to her for inspiration.
Thank you so much for believing in me as a young Black woman and my talent.
Rihanna's dark truth isn't just about success. It's about resilience, defiance, and the unseen costs of building an empire. If you want to hear more untold stories of the world's most iconic figures and how they navigated the shadows of fame, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. There's always more beneath the surface.